Hello everybody, I'm Alex Tutt, the instructor for Econ 1010, and I'm creating this brief video to give you an overview of how the course is designed. So anyway, welcome everybody to Economics 1010, otherwise known as microeconomics, and I've created a bit of an agenda here of the things that I want to go over this afternoon. Oh, here's my little, oh, there it is. I like these little markers. Okay, so I'm just going to walk through this agenda. It won't take very long. So one thing you want to do towards the start of the course is print off a copy of the course outline, which is located in Moodle. So in Moodle, let me just find this here. Oh, in the wrong spot. Okay, so here's Moodle, and course outline is towards the top of the Moodle folder. So there's a course outline. The course outline that I have uploaded in Moodle at the moment is last year's version. So, and I don't have the current year's version approved quite yet. So I have another copy of the unapproved version for 2015-2016. And what I really wanted to point out here is the course schedule, which is in about the middle of this document. And the course schedule, it's, as we would suspect, it's the course sort of mapped onto the calendar for the term. And we'll notice that in this course we have 15 weeks. I'm just looking for my little marker. Oh, there it is right there. Not sure if it's going to... Okay, we have 15 weeks, week 1, all the way down to week 15. I've got the weeks mapped onto the calendar, and there's a schedule of which chapters we cover each week. And in this course, the textbook contains 16 chapters, but we're only going to do the first 15 chapters. So it's roughly one chapter a week. There's a couple of weeks where there's 2 chapters, and I think in the week of the midterm there's no chapter, but anyways, we do the first 15 chapters in the book. So you're going to want to print off this course outline and probably want to copy this course schedule into some other calendar that you use on a regular basis, whether you use Outlook or a day timer or a physical calendar. You're probably going to want to have a schedule of when these assignments are due. Okay, so that's the course outline and the course schedule. So the next thing I want to call your attention is copies of the PowerPoint files corresponding to the chapters, also located in Moodle. So these textbooks that we use, the publisher provides PowerPoint slides for instructors to use in courses. And this course is a little bit different than some of your other courses because it's an asynchronous course. And so we're not going to have any live class lectures. Anyways, some students like to use these PowerPoint slides as the basis for their notes, and they use those notes for studying. So in Moodle here, up at the top, there's a folder called Student Copy of PowerPoint Files. So you can go into there and you'll see copies of these PowerPoint files. I have them in PDF format. We'll look at one of them. They're in PDF format, which means there's 3 per page. And so there's room for your notes on the right-hand side. You'll notice that in this folder, oops, sorry, I'm going to have to call that up again. It'll just take a second here. In the folder, you'll notice that there are slides for the 16 chapters in the book, but again, we're only doing the first 15 chapters, so you can disregard the chapter 16. Okay, so that's where the PowerPoint files are. They're conveniently located in Moodle for you. Okay, so this course is an asynchronous course, and what I'm intending to do is to come up with a brief agenda type video, kind of describing what the chapter is we're going to do that week, whether there's any news for the course that week, what is reminders about any assignments that are upcoming. And I'm aiming to get that posted in Moodle in the topic section for that week by Sunday, by the end of Sunday, for the upcoming week. And then I'm also intending to try to do a video using some of these PowerPoint files, going through some of the major concepts in each particular chapter. And again, my intention is to try to get that uploaded into Moodle by the end of Sunday for the upcoming week. Okay, so the next little comment I have here deals with the nature of this course. So this is known as an asynchronous course, and asynchronous simply means that there's no scheduled time of the day and no scheduled days of the week for there to be any kind of lectures in this course. And that's a little bit different than some of your other courses, so-called synchronous courses, where you have a class on Monday and Wednesday afternoon type thing. So this course is going to be a little bit different than some of your other ones. And I was going to bring to your attention that this is the first time that Northern Lakes College has offered Economics 1010 in an asynchronous format. And this is also the first course that I have delivered in an asynchronous format. And what that means is, because it's the first time that NLC is putting on this course in this way, and it's the first time that I've delivered a course in this fashion as well, it means that we're probably going to encounter a few technical difficulties along the way. Some of the technology that we use is not perfect, and I'm not completely familiar with all of it as well either. And sometimes there's simply problems in the technology that we have to find a way to either work around or fix. So anyways, so don't be surprised if we have an occasional so-called technical glitch in the delivery of this course. And you may have some in your regular courses as well, but anyways, it's just part of the nature of the beast. Okay, and then the other little comment I'll make about this kind of course format, because it's asynchronous, I suspect that for many students, this is probably also the first asynchronous course that you've taken as well. And what that means is, I think you're going to have to adjust your study habits a little bit to suit the nature of this course. I don't know exactly how you're going to need to do that, but I just suspect because the course is designed a little bit differently than a regular live class, you'll have to adjust your study habits to kind of suit this course. Okay, so the next little topic is office hours. So office hours in this course, I know that we have some full-time students and I know that we have some part-time students, but I don't know how many of the part-time students are unavailable during the day. Usually part-time students are not available during day hours because they have to work during the day, so they tend to do their courses in the evening. But at the moment, I don't know which students are in that situation. So we are going to set up some office hours. So office hours simply mean if you have a question and you want to call me on the phone, then I'll be available during those times to take your calls. And the office hours we're going to set up are Tuesday and Thursday afternoon in the first two time blocks in the afternoon, so approximately between 1:30 and 3:30 on Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. Since that schedule might not suit the schedules of some of the part-time students, it may be that we'll try to set up an evening office schedule for those students. But at the moment, I don't know how many students are in that situation, so we'll just kind of play that by ear. But if it's required, we can certainly do that. Anyways, and then just so you know, I'm located in Slave Lake here. So for any students who are located in Slave Lake, I'm in room A235. That's upstairs, next to the computer lab. You'll find out where that is soon enough. If you have any questions, you can always just stop by to my office. Okay, so next little topic is the nature of the assignments or the assessments in this course. So in this course, we make extensive use of assignments located on the publisher's website. And the publisher for this course is Pearson. And I'm not sure if I can call their website up on the computer here. I went here yesterday and I had some problems when I was using this video camera. When I recorded going through the website, the speed of my computer slowed down and I just wasn't able to use it. So I don't know. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you much here. But anyways, yeah, it's very slow. Oh, no. Oh, maybe it's going to work. Well, it's not going to work, but I'll show you what I can show you. Oh, it's very slow. Okay, so you're going to have to register your book with the publisher's website, and you'll log in, and your screen will look something like mine. My screen will probably look a little bit different than yours because I have the instructor view, and you're going to have the student view. Anyways, so in this course, we have three basic types of assignments. We have two types that need to be completed on the publisher's website. We have these quizzes, or Quizmes, I should say. They're called Quizmes. And I don't think that's going to display. Oh, it might. I don't think it's going to display. Or maybe the computer is working faster today. Maybe it is going to display. Oh, it is going to display. Okay, I didn't think it was. Okay, so we have two types of assignments located on the publisher's website. The first one are called these chapter questions and Quizmes. So there's more than one way of getting to some of these resources. So I'm going to show you how to get to the Quizme first. So I've gone to chapter resources, I've gone to chapter 1, and I've clicked the little button, and that brings me to this study plan contents page. And under chapter 1 here, we see all these different parts, all these different sections to the chapter 1's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, and so on. So each one of these little sections contains questions, and you need to do these questions on the website. They're all multiple choice. They're mostly multiple choice. Oh, and it's slow. I'm not sure it's going to load here. Anyway, okay, so here's a typical question, multiple choice, click your answer, check your answer, and so on. So you need to do all those questions, and then after you do the questions, you need to do this little Quizme. And these Quizmes consist of 5 questions. And they're also multiple choice, just like the regular practice questions, and so on. Okay, so those are the Quizme questions that we want to do on the publisher's website. We also have some quizzes. So for the Quizmes, there's one Quizme corresponding to every chapter in the book. So we have 15 chapters, so there's 15 of those. And then we also have these quizzes that are I think it's every about 3 weeks. And to get to the quizzes, you go to the study plan, and up at the top there's a drop-down menu here that allows you to pick which quiz and which part of the quiz. So, okay, so in this quiz 1, part A, you want to do the questions for quiz 1, part A. You hit the little practice button, and it brings you to the questions, multiple choice, click, 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 finish. You'll also notice from the study plan page, you can also access the QuizMes from here. I think you have to do the QuizMes before the quizzes. I think that's the way it's set up. Anyways, so I was able to show you a little bit on how to use the publisher's website to get to these QuizMes and the quizzes, but I've also created a document in Moodle describing exactly what I've demonstrated on the screen there. So way back to Moodle here, again up in the top section, the very last document before topic 1, it says student directions for navigating publisher website to reach QuizMes and quizzes. So you can just open up that document and it will describe exactly what I just demonstrated on the screen. Okay, so we have some assessments, these assignments that need to be done on the publisher's website, the QuizMes and the quizzes. We also have a couple of assessments that need to be done on campus. So we have a midterm exam and we have a final exam. These need to be done on campus and they're in Moodle. So you'll have to find out the schedule for those tests, make arrangements to come to campus and do them in Moodle. They're also all multiple choice questions. And then there's one final assessment. There is a PowerPoint presentation assignment due, I think it's the last week of November. And we'll come back to the description of this assignment a little bit later. But this is, you have to pick an economic topic, you have to do some research, you have to write a report, and then you make a presentation. And you create your presentation in PowerPoint. And you can either record your voice on the PowerPoint file, and then you can upload that file into Moodle. Or if we can arrange a class time during one of the days of the week, we might be able to give you a chance to present your PowerPoint presentation in class live to other students. And again, because I know we have some full-time students and some part-time students, if the part-time students are unable to attend the day session, we'll try to have an evening session so students wanting to present their PowerPoint presentations live have an opportunity to do that. Anyways, we'll get to that later in the course. Okay. Actually, I've just described how to use the publisher's website for doing the chapter questions, the QuizMes, and the quizzes. And we took a brief tour of the website for that. And then, of course, there's the document in Moodle that describes the steps to follow as well. Okay, so the next little section is dealing with publisher website issues. So what we know is that these publisher websites that we use in this course, or in all your courses, we know that these websites are not perfect. There's a number of questions, there's a number of tests, there's a number of assignments located on publisher websites, and these assignments are usually automatically marked by the software on the publisher's website. Unfortunately, the data bank of answers is not perfect, and sometimes we do encounter questions that have erroneous answers, and sometimes we encounter questions that seem to be impossible questions, because it seems that no matter what answer we input, the result always comes up incorrect. So don't be surprised if you encounter some of these impossible questions. There are not very many of them, but we do tend to find a few of them. So if you've come across a question like that, you can send me an email, and I can check out the question. And if it's an impossible question, we'll simply delete it from the publisher's website, so it doesn't count towards the marks. And when you're inside the publisher's website, there's a mechanism that allows you to send an email directly to the instructor that links to that particular question. And so if you have an issue with a publisher question, that's the best way to bring it to my attention. Email me the question directly from the publisher's website. That way when I go in, I'll see exactly the same question that you see. If you are unable to figure out how to send those kind of emails, you can take a screenshot of the screen with the question, and then you can attach the screenshot to an email and just email it to me. Or the third best way is simply to send me an email saying, hey, I'm in chapter 3, section 3.2, question number 5, and then just let me know what question it is you're having the problems with, and I might be able to figure it out from there. In the publisher's website, when you're doing the questions, the publisher has different versions of the same question. So different students will see differently worded questions, but the questions will be of the same type. So if you simply send me the question number, and I go into the publisher's website and I look for that wording, I may see different wording than you, but it will be the same type as the one that you see, and we might be able to figure out the problem that way. Anyways, and certainly if you have any questions, you can simply send me any question about any of the concepts of the course, any of the economic concepts. You can simply send me an email, or there's also a little spot in Moodle here. Up at the top, there's a little button that says class forum, post your questions about Economics 1010 here. If you have questions about any aspects of the course, the assignments, or you have any questions about any of the concepts, you can post them there and I'll endeavor to reply. The final thing I'm going to mention about the publisher's website is you need to register your book on the publisher's website early, and you want to do some practice assignments on the publisher's website early so that you know that the computer that you're going to be using is set up to work properly with the publisher's website. The publisher's website has to put some cookies on your computer, and you may have the cookie feature turned off in your computer. Anyways, you need to have certain cookies turned on to be able to see some of these features on the publisher's website. And if you're having problems with that, some of the questions aren't displaying properly, or you don't have access to certain sections of the publisher's website, I probably cannot help you with that. And you will probably need to contact the publisher directly. On their website here, they have a support function, and you can dig up a phone number, call this 1-800 number, and they'll walk you through on how to get your computer set up to function properly with their website. Okay, there was something else I was going to mention, but I just forgot it. Okay, and then the final comment that I'll make in this introductory video is in the Business Admin Certificate Program, there are two economics courses. There's microeconomics in the fall, and there's macroeconomics in the winter term, starting in January. And both these courses use textbooks from the same publisher, and both textbooks are written by the same authors. And so these two textbooks that we use are they're kind of designed with each other in mind. And in each of these textbooks, the first 3 chapters are identical. They're word for word identical. And then there's another chapter, I think it's chapter 16 in the micro book, is identical to chapter 10 in the macro book. That chapter deals with public sector economics. The way we've set up these courses for 2015-2016 is to do public sector economics in the macro course rather than the micro course. So that's why we skipped chapter 16 in micro. But what I wanted to bring to your attention was the two courses, micro and macro, are, because they use the same publisher and the textbooks from the same authors, the format of these two courses are quite similar. They both have lots of assessments located on the publisher's website. There's some Moodle-based tests, and then there's some other supplementary exercises that you need to submit. So it's a good idea to learn how to use the publisher's website early in micro, because all those skills are going to be transferable over to the macro course next term. And then, the final thing I was going to mention is, so I mentioned that the first 3 chapters in these two textbooks are identical. So we're only going to do chapters 1, 2, and 3 in the micro course. We're not going to repeat those chapters in the macro course. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 deal with basic economic concepts that are equally applicable in the two courses, and so we only need to do that stuff once. Anyways, so I think that's all I'll go over at the moment, and I look forward to meeting you in the other classes or through this asynchronous format in this class. It's a little bit awkward to meet people, but anyways, I think we'll leave it at that for today, and we'll talk to you later. And I can turn this off.